Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie here, and I play Dead by Daylight, so you don't have to. Well, you guys want to talk about it? Let's fucking talk about it. Okay, we'll talk about it, bro. So needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, last night was an interesting stream. I think we went for about, 5 hours? Yeah, we went for about 5 hours. We played Dracula a little bit, and Dracula's the subject of this video. We will make a other video on the other characters at some point, probably maybe today. But I want to go over Dracula in a little bit more detail once again because last night I freed myself from the Stockholm syndrome of continuously playing Dracula over and over again. And we tested the other changes of the patch. We tested Nemesis, we tested Dredge, we tested Doctor, we tested Knight for the first time because we were been playing Dracula, get the honeymoon period, get him figured out. So we sat the killer buffs in a we set them aside for a little bit, and we just focused on Dracula, focused on what the new killer was doing, and then how to make him as decent as possible before swapping over back to the other characters. So Dracula, where is Dracula on the tier list, bro? I think that is a question that is getting a variety of answers, even from me. Because this character's all over the place. When you are playing the character, and the character has really good flow, and you can actually get them, and you're hitting all of your abilities, and all of your abilities are constantly getting you value, he feels great. And he feels like he's strong as shit. It feels like, oh my god, he can do this, 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 and this, and then like another killer can't cover what he just did, blah, 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 blah. He feels good when he went, but when you play better teams, and it feels like they just did a cap adjustment, I feel like I can tell you when they do cap adjustments. It's very obvious, because like Swift start getting in the game over and over again. It feels like they did a cap adjustment. Because it just felt like Swift has been everywhere the past couple days. So we played Dracula against more and more good teams. He's... That state that he feels super good in, yeah, that ain't happening against good teams. And I believe in my server, we were all talking about how he was A tier, possibly top 10, blah, 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 blah. Yes, we were all saying that. I was saying it under the assumption that his lethality was going to pick up. It was just like there was some structural thing to his chases that we needed to find, which form goes where, etc., etc. Once you figured that out, the lethality was going to kick into a different gear, and the character would start getting more consistent downs against people that were good. And then you would get that flow against people that were actually good and can be able to use his good movement, etc., etc. However, last night I freed myself from playing him over and over again. We played Doctor, we played Nemesis, we played Dredge, and we played Knight. Doctor's still bad. But we all saw that coming. Doctor needs his own set of fixes. I have another idea about how to do that after playing him last night. We're not going to get into that here. So, Doctor, throw him out. However, freeing myself from playing Dracula again and playing Nemesis, the new buff Nemesis, Dredge, and Knight, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that Dracula is weaker than all three of those characters. All of them. Dredge is, I said this last time on the stream, Dredge is a fucking lunatic now. Like, he basically has Nightfall the entire game. If you run Boat Key, he has Nightfall the whole fucking match. It's not even an exaggeration. Like, yes, he doesn't have Nightfall technically, but his teleportation speed, it's Nightfall. Like, compared to what it was last week, it's Nightfall. He has Nightfall the whole game. In terms of how fast he can move around the board. His board pressure is unmatched in the entire game right now, including Unknown. If you recall when we talked about Unknown, we said Unknown's ability to go from point A to point B is, like, unmatched in the entire game. That's Dredge right now. Except Dredge has more control over where he's going. Because, yes, Unknown can technically control where his apparitions go, but that does make you sacrifice some map pressure by moving a little slower to keep charging your power, etc., in order to get it where you want. Oh, and they can just blow it up on Unknown. At Samara, they can turn the TVs off. Dredge, they can't do anything to those lockers. They can lock them, but that doesn't stop you from going where you're wanting to go, and they just nerf the locks. So, like, Dredge has unrivaled map pressure right now. He's fucking nuts, man. Yes, he still has some map dependency issues. He's not entirely fixed. He still has some map dependency issues against people that are good. There's not a lot of lockers. But when you get a map that the Dredge can play on, and there's just a lot of lockers, that character can go off very quickly and be very good. He is nutty right now. Nemeshit. His lethality is nuts. And that Liquor Tongue isn't even in the game yet. That Liquor Tongue is not even in the game yet. That hinder they added adds a significant amount of pressure to him. Oh, also, T-Virus sample with Marvin's Blood, 1 zombie, 1 survivor, tier 2 instantly. Great. Just like I was predicting, great. The extra range on tier 3 feels great. The lethality on Nemeshit feels great. The character is really good now. So, again, aren't you glad that character's name was in my fucking mouth for over a year? Because now he's great. He's great. And Knight's pressure is bonkers off the chart as well. His map control is nuts. His ability to pressure Swift is nuts. That character's really good as well. His ability to send out a guard while one is chasing. Yes, it instantly stops, but the ability to basically for one guard to set up the next one is nuts. Carnifex is really good at setting up Assassin if you need that. I mean, they're all good at setting each other up, but basically the hits are guaranteed if you want Map of the Realm and Called Arms anyway. But Knight's ability to transition he's great, bro. He's great. All 3 of those killers are great. And so, that leads us to return back to your boy Dracula, and oh no. Dracula's underwhelming as fuck now. And so, returning to Dracula once again after playing those 3 characters, I'm like, oh no, okay. No, he's actually just not very good. He's actually just like mid-tier, isn't he? Yeah. Dracula's about in the B tier right now. That's about where he is. So that being said, now that I think we have a realistic picture of where he is, his lethality has not picked up outside of exploits. His lethality has not picked up outside of that. So now that we have a realistic understanding of where he is on the tier list, I want to talk about some of the problems that I have, and I think I want to talk about what we can do to fix them. I think you'll probably know where I'm starting with this if you even saw my initial video. The first thing I want to bitch about is Hellfire. Hellfire is not good. It's trash. To TBH, it's not good, bro. It is not good. There are times where you will hit it and it will feel like it's a decent ability. Then it's one of the most inconsistent things in the game. There will be hits that you hit with it and you go, man, this thing is actually usable. It's actually fine. But then there's gonna be shit like this. You've already seen this if you watch this video. There's my pretty face. Then you'll get moments like this, man. Where you'll shoot it, and they'll just do something like that. And they'll just they'll just twitch slightly to the left or slightly to the right, and it's just like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? That didn't hit them? That didn't hit them. Well, here's the problem, lads. Because the first thing you look at, well, Alien Tail and Nemeshit Tentacle have a similar range. First of all, Nemeshit don't have that startup. Nemeshit doesn't have that startup. Nemeshit or Alien do not have something that this character has when he charges Sib. When he charges Hellfire, he slows down. He slows down. Alien does not slow down when throwing out his tail, and Nemeshit doesn't slow down while throwing out the tentacle. Nemeshit slows down when he, holds it, sure, but, not this bad. Not this bad, and it's faster when it comes out. This is slower. This is much more reactable than the tentacle is. Much more reactable. It's more, it's slow. It's slow on top of being pussy in terms of the range. I know it's 8 meters, bro. That's not good enough, dude. It's not that it's not good enough. It's the way that, when I say its range is bad, I think I know what I'm talking about. It's the width. That charge time for that no width is not good. That charge time is not good. The charge time for this ability is not good. He feels like a worse Pyramid Head slash alien slash Nemesis, kind of sort of. Because some tiles he'll be actually be able to play him like Pyramid Head. Some tiles he can't. You just have to figure out what you can shoot over and what you can't. I think Hellfire needs adjustments. So what would I do to it? As you can clearly see, I got the whiteboard out. Haven't seen that in a while. So here's what Hellfire does right now. Let's check it out. Let's check it out, everybody. Let's get this shit. No. So here's Dracula. And when you shoot out Hellfire right now, it goes like that. Can I, like, zoom in on this? Oh, I can. It goes like this, right? Is that 8 meters? Okay, 8 meters. One dot is 1 meter. That's what it is right now. Very easy, and again, they go out one at a time, so it's easy for a survivor to react and dodge accordingly, correct? Here's what I think would be very beneficial for Dracula. I think it should be a reverse shock therapy. Hellfire should. I think it should look like this. When you shoot out a Hellfire, it should look something more like this. You can take away some range to compensate for the new width that you have. This is my proposed change. Now, ideally, if I was programming the game, I would make the last one end at 8. Like, if I was designing the game, like, let me be clear. If I was designing the game, it would look like this. Let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is my first time with this, so bear with me. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Again, first time using this, bear with me. Okay. If I was designing it, it would look like this. And then up here. Okay. Like, it would look more like this if I was designing the game. Like, it would be even bigger. But because this is behavior interactive and they're never going to give these killers what they need, maybe have a more bigger charge time on this version to compensate for it. But for the same amount of charge, like, just to make it, like, measure the 8 meters, or maybe even make it smaller width-wise. Like, instead of doing a triangle, you could do, like, that triangle that big, you could do something more like that. There's a lot of ways that you could get this in the game without it being, like, insanely broken OP. Like, something more on the lines of, like, that, where it's like 8 meters, but, like, it's a little bit more, like, because again, seeing that triangle, it does look a little dumb. But let me see if I can get an accurate, a more realistic version. Okay, so here's 8 meters. So, like, maybe something like this, then. I don't know, that still looks a little big, but you can cut, like, a skinnier version, if you will. Something to where, like, the point is, why do I think it should be a triangle? Like, I'm getting beside the point. Why do I think it should be a triangle? Because I think the closer that you are to them, the less precise you should be. Like, in this, because, like, I think this right here is absolutely ridiculous. I think this right here is absolutely ridiculous and laughable. Like, I think that should be a triangle. And you see how, like, it goes up slightly to the left of him? I think that's just how it should work. Like, a triangle that comes, and again, it would reward people that get close to them with vampire form, because the cooldown is actually not bad. Like the save the best for last kind of cooldown that you get after you use it into the continued pressure, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. If you can land a Hellfire right now, you can get some pretty quick 1-2 downs. It's just that the range on it is so pitiful against anybody that's good, they're going to have a very easy time dodging it. So if you were to make it a triangle at some of these fucking locations right here, it would be much harder to dodge when they're kind of pinned in the corner like that, which can make you which would make you have much more lethality and much more flow. And I wouldn't change the charge time to start with. I would just change the shape of it a little bit, make it again. If you want to decrease its range to like 6 meters and then do a triangle, I would be down to that. Again, I would do 8 meters in a triangle. Maybe, again, make it a little skinnier, make it have less width, and to keep the 8 meters in. But something that to, like, make him be able to hit people the closer that they are to him, I think would be very helpful on making that kind of shit better. Next, I want to go over this. The and just so you'll know, what coup de... I have this clip in here, just so you know what coup de grace looks like right now. That's coup de grace. Why would you ever use Hellfire? Coup de... Like, this character is unfortunate, because if you're not using Hug Tech exploits, coup de grace is the only thing that can realistically down people with him. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. But anyway, next. So, the Wolf. Returning to the Wolf now. Some people are still saying it's 110. I'm not going to jump into that conspiracy land quite yet. But I will say that the Wolf still feels a little slow. We did talk about my idea to help catch up and chase with the Wolf. And here is my problem with that. You do the pounces and shit to kind of catch up to him. But oh no, he's still at something. Oh no. Now I'm basic 115 trash. That's the problem with the Wolf right there. The pounce does not go far enough. It doesn't go far enough for what it's supposed to do. Yes, it can hit them. Yes, I've hit them with it before. Yes, but the main thing it's supposed to do is be anti-hold W tech. That's what it's supposed to do. So, and why is this a problem? Why is the Wolf being not working? Why is that a problem? Well, let's go back to the drawing board here, literally. When you are Dracula, and the survivor's running this way, they're running, and you gotta catch up to them. You're in wolf form, and you go, whoosh, whoosh, like you do your bounce, and you've actually made distance on them a little bit. Problem is, now the Wolf is now in cooldown. So now you're going to be moving slower for a second. And while you're moving slower, boom. They're moving, and then boom, guess what? They're at fucking... Oh, no, but oh shit, I don't know what I did. They're at a fucking Long Wall Jungle Gym now. Right? They're at a Long Wall Jungle Gym now. Good luck! Like, you may have just dealt anti-hold W tech, but they can still get where they need to go. And then guess what? Once you're in fucking wolf form over here, you can't mind game that shit. You can't mind game that shit anyway. So your only course of action is to either swap to vampire form and pray to God you land some cheeky hellfire, which is, again, we just talked about, not good and very inconsistent. Or pray to God you have a coup de grace token, it can get them there with that. Those are your only two plays with the character. Pray to God you hit some ridiculous hellfire that they can react to. Or coup de grace once they get there. Because wolf form let you down and didn't do what you needed it to do. Wolf form doesn't go far enough. I would increase the pounce fucking duration to have it go further so it can actually cut more people off. It's supposed to be used to cut people off more than it is to do the hits. Now, so the conclusion from that is, because the wolf doesn't seem to go far enough and is really letting you down at high level, the wolf continues to let you down at high level outside of exploit usage. That leads us to the final thing. Well, okay, if wolf can't hold W to stop them, Maybe you go into bat, like we talked about before. Here's the problem with bat. Here's the problem with bat. Look at that. That's the problem with bat. You can go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster. Problem with bat is, one, you can't really see them. Because, again, you're still kind of doing, like, mind game stuff with the bat. With, like, spirit-esque mind play shit. So, you still can't really see them. So, when you are on the bat, you're going, okay, maybe you got a hit or something, and now you're batting to chase them. You're to do the anti-hold W stuff. Okay? If you don't spawn in directly on top of them, you're fucked. And sometimes even when you do, you're fucked. Because again, when he transforms, this is something that happens whenever he transforms, except it doesn't feel as bad when you swap to main. When Bat goes into Wolf, there is a horrible speed reduction. There is a horrible speed reduction. Do you see that horrible speed reduction right there? Like, Wolf literally looks like it's pulling an anchor the second that you start moving with it. Do you see that? Like, the animation does not match the speed that it's going. Do you see this shit? That is horrendous garbage. That is bad. When the character does anything, he slows down. After a pounce, slows down. Transforms, slows down. I want to see Bat into main. I want to either redo that and see what Bat into main kind of feels like. I want to see if we can find a Bat into main instance in this match. There's Bat. Yes, that stiffness is there on the main form too. When you transform from the Bat to a different form, there's a stiffness, which gives them more time to, you guess it, get distance on you. Get to something. And your powers are too inconsistent at chases for them to actually, like if you're not right on their ass as the Bat when you transform, you're in a rough situation. This slowdown shit is why coup de grace feels so necessary on him. Because you can make up for some of that fucking distance that you lose there. So for the Bat, for the Bat, I would remove that stiffness. That's what I do. But that's what I would do. Remove some of the slowdown and shit that lets the survivors get distance on him and make Hellfire a little more lethal. Again, this character's not garbage. You really have something here in the base foundation. I still 100% believe that. And the thing is, like, it's not that this character has to stay inherently awful. What you just learned from these buffs that you just got is that any Nemesis shit that gets attention can be an A tier. That's what you just learned. Any Dredge that gets attention can be an A tier. This character can be really good because he's got the map pressure to do it. Problem is he needs a little extra kick. He needs a little extra kick. They released him with a lot of conservative values and a lot of conservative fucking slowdown. They released him with a lot of extra hindered that doesn't make much sense as to why it is even there. Because he could be really good if they just let him go off for a little bit. That extra slowdown he gets when he does like pretty much anything, it's just terrible. It makes him feel stiff. And in a game where, like, these other killers are getting smoother and smoother, when you play a stiff killer, it's very obvious. It's very obvious. See, like, that's what the kind of shit, that's the kind of play you have to make with Bat for it to be, like, usable. It's just, another thing that could be cute with Hellfire is when he uses it, he gets a little propulsion forward. That would be kind of cute. They're never going to do that, but it would just be kind of cute. It actually would have hurt us right there, believe it or not. But it would be kind of cute in other situations. But, like, it's just like when he does anything, he gets stiff. When transforms, stiff. Uses Hellfire, stiff. Uses a Wolf Pounce, stiff afterwards. Stiff, 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 stiff. Bad flow. Now, again, when you're actually flowing with him and getting downs, it can feel really good. Like in this match right here, he actually felt really good. I also like Surge on him. I'm having a lot of success with Surge. I'm going to keep labbing that perk because I'm finding I enjoy it again. But I just think if they just uncap him a little bit and let the boy work, let the kid show you what he's got, because he's got a lot. It's just right now, if you he has a lot of issues, and if they were to just clean some of these up, you could really have something. But anyway, lads, possible review on the other changes coming either today or tomorrow. I'm getting the hell out of here though. GG's.